You're watching CTV News Channel on this Monday afternoon. I'm Todd Vanderheiden, and good to have you here with us. Strange story now involving the United States in this ongoing global trade dispute. The Trump administration has launched a challenge with the World Trade Organization, WTO, against Canada and 4 other countries because those countries retaliated against American steel and aluminum tariffs. If you're confused, you're probably not the only one. Back in June, the Americans slapped tariffs on 25% on steel, 10% on aluminum went into effect for Canada, the European Union, and Mexico. So in July, Canada hit back with our own tariffs against certain U.S. products. Now, the Americans are arguing that Donald Trump's tariffs are justified, but our retaliation is not and is against the rules. Well, to walk us through this all, let's bring in Marvin Ryder. He is a business professor and analyst in marketing at McMaster University in Hamilton. So, are you kind of scratching your head over this, Marvin?
No, actually, this isn't a surprise. So there's one step you missed in there, Todd. June 1st, Donald Trump puts tariffs on Canada. We then file a complaint with the World Trade Organization. Also, we file a complaint under NAFTA. That was around the middle of the month, around June 15th. Because it's a complaint, the World Trade Organization then gives the defendant, in this case, the United States, a chance to respond. And that's actually what's happened today. The United States has responded and said, no, Canada, you allege our tariffs are illegal and thus you're allowed to put counter tariffs, but we don't agree with that at all. We think our tariffs are perfectly legal. It's you who's the illegal one. And all this is doing is teeing things up for a court hearing that'll happen probably after Labor Day in front of a tribunal of 3 judges who will then weigh the arguments on both sides. We probably won't get a final decision in this case until 2019.
All right, so what do you think Canada's reaction should be, could be, will be?
Well, really nothing. Don't react. The whole thing with Donald Trump was he could have said, and his administration could have said today, you know, you're right, sorry, we made a mistake, we shouldn't have gone there. I wasn't expecting them to do that. So as usual with Donald Trump, the best defense is a good offense. Come back swinging and call you the illegal one, and let's let the courts hear it out. I think the more interesting question then comes in 2019. Suppose we're right, the WTO rules on our side and says these are illegal tariffs by the United States, orders the United States to remove them. Will the United States follow suit? The World Trade Organization is an organization the United States helped set up 60 years ago, but already Donald Trump is musing that maybe he should withdraw from the World Trade Organization. No one should tell the United States what to do. That could get really interesting next year.
I'm wondering whether you think, Marvin, this is all sort of a bunch of confusing and, frankly, expensive rigmarole at the end of the day.
Well, it might seem confusing to you and I. It's actually in this game that they're playing, this high-stakes trade game, like a game of chess, move, counter move, all to be expected. In fact, when we began NAFTA, I thought there'd be lots of drama on the sidelines, purposely to try to distract people. And I think Chrystia Freeland's doing the right thing. Her argument right now is let's get back talking about NAFTA. I know, Mr. Trump, you're not prepared to sign any deal after the midterm elections, but that doesn't mean we can't get a deal or negotiated by then. The Mexicans are ready to come back to the table. And also the hope is if we get a deal, then all of this talk of tariffs can get tossed away. Maybe by Christmas time, we might not even need the World Trade Organization hearing. So I think that's the route to go, and I think that's where Chrystia Freeland wants to go.
How does this affect Canadians, do you think, Marvin?
So on the surface of it is nothing. It's just some of that noise that happens in international trade. What I think is going to happen, more interestingly, Todd, happens on Thursday. That's when there's a hearing in Washington by the Department of Commerce in the United States as they begin talking about the potential for tariffs on the auto sector. Now that, if it were to happen, would be really bad news for both of us. I'm hoping the American economists who testify will remind Mr. Trump that if he puts tariffs on automobiles, yes, that would drive Canada into a recession in 2019, but it would also drive the United States there. I've never seen a president who'd want to self-destruct his own economy, but we'll have to wait and see.
Indeed we will. Marvin, great to have you with us on this Monday, and thanks for taking the time for CTV as always.
Always a pleasure.